Hello there, welcome to Granada Reports.
Hello, on the programme this evening.
In memory of Elsie, cruelly lost in the Southport attack last summer, we speak to the head teachers planning a fundraising challenge for the charity that bears her name.
She just always had a big hello in the morning. She used to, scream at the top of her voice and give me a big wave at the gates. She always had a lovely sparkle in her eye, and she was hugely determined.
Remembering those lost on the Cunard ship Atlantic Conveyor, sunk during the Falklands War, we look ahead to a special ceremony in Liverpool this weekend.
A dramatic penalty that means a school from Blackburn are on their way to Wembley.
Bank holiday weekend has arrived, along with the rather unsettled weather. I'll have all the details later on in the forecast.
He's gone. Should I do it?
It's from Blackpool later. First tonight, she was a charismatic little girl with a sparkle in her eyes, a head teacher's personal tribute to 7-year-old Elsie Dotstank. Elsie, as we know, one of the 3 young girls killed in Southport last summer.
Infants head teacher at her school, Farnborough Road School in Birkdale, Jenny Sefton was speaking as she and fellow junior school head Adrian Antell prepare for the challenge of a lifetime.
They'll be jumping out of a plane at 15,000 feet to raise money for Elsie's Story charity, set up by her parents. Our correspondent, Victoria Grimes, went along to meet them.
Right from when she turns up at nursery on her dad's shoulders on those first few days, she just always had a big hello in the morning. She used to, scream at the top of her voice and give me a big wave at the gates. She always had a lovely sparkle in her eye, and she was hugely determined. She was just a very charismatic little girl who all the staff knew, and it absolutely broke our heart about when we got the news.
Elsie Dotstank made a huge impression. The last year has been one her school could never have imagined.
We're coming up to a year now. How's life been at school?
It has been a rough journey this year, supporting the family as well. It's been a roller coaster at times.
Elsie sadly died before she came to join us in year 3, and we're determined that Elsie won't be forgotten and that her classmates will remember her positively, and there'll be a wonderful legacy to her, and that's really what all this is about.
And I think that's what her mum and dad are really determined for too, and to keep Elsie's name in the forefront of lives with Elsie's Story, their charity.
Elsie's Story will help youngsters in Southport, all in her name. The school's supporting it by hosting a Break the Rules Day and a colour run. And inspired by Elsie's determined spirit, her head teachers are facing their fears with a skydive.
We wanted something that was really impactful, something that was probably always on a bucket list, but never actually took the plunge.
And to be clear,
And
this is 100% on your bucket list rather than mine.
Yes.
OK.
And then I talked Adrian into it.
Yeah. You came up with the idea of break 15 rules for us to jump 15,000 feet.
And to also, we want to try and raise £15,000 as well. So we're trying to link the 3.
Elsie would have loved this and would have loved the idea of 2 head teachers jumping out of an aeroplane. And all the other things as well. She'd have loved the idea of a Break the Rules Day, where all her friends are going to come and do whatever they want with their school uniform that day.
Things like nail varnish, jewellery, spray your hair, whatever colour you want.
What have the children made of the skydive and Breaking the Rules Day?
They are so excited.
We've got some slightly older children who might be looking for a slightly different outcome of a parachute jump as well, who definitely want to be there to witness it and probably see their head teacher cry.
Do you guys know what you're letting yourselves in for with both of these things?
We're going to find out
Yeah,
one way
we're
or
going
the
to
other.
find out.
And throughout, there'll be one little girl in the centre of their hearts.
Elsie's name needs to live forever, and it needs to be seen doing positive things, and that's what the whole idea of this event is.
Victoria Grimes, ITV News, near Southport.
Well, we wish the very best of luck to Adrian and Jenny, very brave, and I'm sure that Elsie's parents will be hugely grateful for their contribution. All the details about that fundraising skydive and the Elsie Stories charity on our website right now. It's itv.com/Granada.
Next, and 2 teenagers aged 16 and 17 have been killed after a motorbike collided with a car in Salford.
Police investigating the boys' deaths have called it a heartbreaking and upsetting incident.
The victims are believed to have been riding the same motorbike last night. Emma Sweeney sent us this report from the scene.
Well, it's about 8:20 last night when those tragic events unfolded here in Salford. The boys, as you say, aged just 16 and 17, were on that motorbike when they attempted to go from Lower Broughton Road onto Clarence Street at the point just behind us, and they hit that silver Vauxhall. The boys, who have been named locally as Calum and Kane, were taken to hospital, but they died a short time later. Now, as you can imagine, this has sent shockwaves through this local community. Dozens of people gathered here this evening, and it's been like that throughout the course of the day. People coming to lay flowers, to pay tributes. One of the tributes said the boys were gone but not forgotten. Another said that they would be missed. And a third simply said, forever loved, fly high. Now, a 24-year-old woman who was driving that car assisted police here at the scene last night. No arrests have been made. Police say this is an active investigation, and they are appealing for anybody with information to come forward so that they can give the loved ones of these 2 boys the answers they deserve.
Emma Sweeney reporting there from Salford. A man has denied killing a baby girl from Lee who died after being hit by a car in a multi-storey car park in South Wales. Flavio Nagy from Luton pleaded not guilty to charges of causing death by dangerous driving and drug driving. Sophia Kellerman, who was 6 months old, died in hospital a day after being hit by the car in Pembrokeshire in January.
The body of a bomb disposal expert who died volunteering in Ukraine has been repatriated to the Isle of Man. 40-year-old Chris Garrett had been helping to train troops when he was killed by an improvised device. A guard of honour was formed at Ronaldsway Airport before a procession made up of vehicles flying Manx, British and Ukrainian flags travelled to his hometown of Peel.
He's a hero, but he's not just that. We've got to remember he's a father. You know, he's a partner to Courtney, son to Hazel, a friend to all us lot, an inspiration, and he's going to be missed so much.
A memorial garden to people caught up in the forced adoption of children born to unmarried mothers has been opened in Cumbria.
It comes after an ITV News investigation last year discovered 45 babies had died at a former Church of England home for unmarried mothers and were buried in secret in a mass unmarked grave in Kendal.
A campaign is demanding a government apology. Families like Bob and Carol Chubb only found out the truth about their loved ones after watching a news report. Mr Chubb's sister Faith is among the 45 babies at Parkside Cemetery in the town.
If it hadn't been for you, we wouldn't have known all this. We wouldn't have known where Faith was, you know, and all these other poor little babies, we wouldn't have known about them either. It's heartbreaking, you know, we feel for Bob's mum and for poor Faith.
And there'll be a special report on that story just after 7 o'clock tonight on the ITV Evening News, which follows this programme.
And here is Charlene with some of the other national and international headlines.
Coming up on tonight's ITV Evening News, a good day for consumers as it's confirmed energy bills will drop by 7% from July. Fresh tariff threats from President Trump, this time against Apple and the EU. And let the victory parade begin as Spurs celebrate their first silverware in 17 years. Join us for those stories and more from 6:30.
Yeah, I think the less said about that Spurs parade, the better, don't you?
London clubs in general,
Yeah.
we steer clear of at the moment.
Let's move on. to the special ceremony taking place in Liverpool this weekend to remember those lost in the Falklands War. The year 1982 is going to be added to the statue outside the former headquarters of the shipping company Cunard on the city's pier head.
Some of Cunard's commercial vessels were requisitioned to help in the conflict with Argentina. One of them, the Atlantic Conveyor, was struck and sunk, claiming 12 lives. As our Merseyside correspondent Andy Bonner reports.
It lasted 10 weeks and was never officially declared a war. But the conflict between the UK and Argentina over the British territory of the Falkland Islands claimed hundreds of lives. Others returned home, lucky to have survived.
I was wearing this watch.
Ian Jameson was a merchant seaman in charge of the food and cash on a ship requisitioned to help support our forces.
None of the Cunard crew had ever been involved in a Royal Navy situation.
Liverpool ship the Atlantic Conveyor, a roll-on, roll-off container vessel part owned by Cunard, was converted to carry aircraft and supplies to the Southern Hemisphere. It was hit by 2 Exocet missiles aimed at the carrier battle group it was with.
We thought the journey was coming. You know, we'd go in, do our job, drop everything off, and we'd be heading back in the same ship we headed down in, which never happened. So, yeah, it was around about 6:15. There was this enormous explosion on the port side of the ship.
Well, now we'll just have a scamper through.
Charles Mortlock from Chester was 19 at the time. He says he was on an ammunition supply ship in the area.
I remember looking at the Atlantic Conveyor when she arrived and I thought, yeah, that's the one to be on. It's huge and it hasn't got anything on it that's going to blow up. Well, of course, how wrong can you be?
Charles says the unprotected conveyor was turned away from safety.
I never heard any noises during other air raids, but this one I did. There was a huge bang, and I even remember the metal vibrating, and the ship must have been at least a mile away. So it was a massive bang when it hit.
The side of the ship was white hot. White hot. So, and there was ladders to get down, but you couldn't. So the only way to get down was to jump. And so to speak, fingers crossed that you'd land near a life raft, which I did. It was a horrendous jump and I was under the water and eventually somebody grabbed me.
12 men died in the attack.
I was quite angry. About a month after we got home, they had a memorial service in Liverpool, which I didn't go to.
We have come here this morning and to pay tribute to those who have lost their lives on the Atlantic Conveyor.
I took my wife on holiday instead, which I thought mentally that was going to do me the world of good. But it's like anything, you know, you get over that. You have to.
This weekend, Cunard is rededicating its war memorial to include the Falklands and, for the first time, to remember the men who lost their lives on the Atlantic Conveyor.
The people of Liverpool are fine, upstanding people. And the history of Cunard and Liverpool, the history of the Merchant Navy, has always played such an important role in wartime in Britain. And you know, it's something that should never, ever be forgotten.
It is now obviously well over 40 years since the Falklands, so the addition of the conflict to this war memorial on the banks of the River Mersey will simply help people remember for generations to come. Andy Bonner, ITV News, Liverpool.
Yeah, we were saying earlier that we don't hear much about the Falklands conflict now. I'm sure there'll be lots of people who'll be really pleased that the service personnel were recognised in that memorial.
Absolutely. More than 40 years on, you could still see how difficult it was for Ian to talk about it. Such a sad story.
Definitely.
OK, time for some sport now. And it is the last weekend of the Premier League season. Lots already decided, but still plenty of drama to come, Chris.
Yeah, that's right. Liverpool have won it. The survival scrap is over, but the scrap for European places is still raging. Manchester City still haven't completely nailed down a Champions League place. Let's have a look at the league table and you can see how tight it is. City, Newcastle, Chelsea, Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest all fighting for the 3 remaining spots in the top 5. So, lots still to play for as City head to Fulham on Sunday.
Well, it's better. Arriving in the last games, it depends on you. Of course, in Fulham as well, but it depends on us. A top side.
As we're set for a dramatic final day on Sunday. Now, as you'd expect, after Wednesday night's Europa League final defeat, it won't quite be an end-of-season party atmosphere at Old Trafford on Sunday. Manchester United fan group, the 1958, is planning a protest against the club's owners ahead of the Aston Villa game. They're marking the 20th anniversary of the takeover by the Glazer family back in May 2005. Now, ahead of their Premier League coronation on Sunday, Liverpool boss Arne Slot has admitted he wasn't completely happy with Trent Alexander-Arnold's commitment in training this season.
He's going to leave either way, so why not telling it? So maybe it's already a first gift I can give Xabi Alonso, but I wasn't completely happy with every single minute how he was on the training ground. So, in my opinion, he could, in certain moments, he could do a bit more.
Well, also heading to London are Salisbury School from Lancashire, who tomorrow get to walk out at Wembley. They'll represent Blackburn Rovers in the final of the Utilita Kids Cup. The match is a curtain raiser for the Championship playoff final at the National Stadium. Tasha Kachiri has more.
Salisbury Primary School's football team have done something seriously special. They've battled their way through a national tournament. Now they're heading to Wembley.
It's a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'm well excited. I don't think I'll be able to sleep tonight. I just can't believe it. I think we deserve this, going to Wembley, because we're a brilliant team.
It's all a part of the Kids' Cup, where schools play as championship clubs. Salisbury were flying the flag for Blackburn Rovers, taking on teams from right across the north.
I think the most important thing is the children get to enjoy playing football. Obviously they get to enjoy the experience of representing their school at a national event, which they should be really proud of, but also representing Blackburn Rovers Community Trust. I know in the North of England finals when they pulled on that blue and white shirt, they felt like a proper Blackburn Rovers player, and that's what it should feel like. And yeah, it's just brilliant to bring the local community together.
After a run of big wins and a nail-biting shootout in the final, Salisbury clinched it. This Saturday they'll walk out onto the same turf as the pros, taking on the champions of the South.
It's been very exciting. It's not been easy from a footballing point of view to get there. Through every stage when we've won I've just been relieved, to be honest. And so now that we've got there, just extremely excited, very proud that we're able to represent the school, and yeah, we're on our way to Wembley. Can't wait.
There's real history here too. The school actually won this same competition 10 years ago with the help from a pupil called Adam Wharton. Yep, the same Adam Wharton who helped win the FA Cup just last week. This little school breeds big talent, and now it's their turn on the big stage.
Wembley!
Tasha Kachiri, ITV News, Blackburn.
Good luck to Salisbury. And finally from me, as a bonus for Liverpool fans ahead of the Premier League trophy presentation, Arne Slot's triumphant debut season is the subject of our latest From the North podcast. It's called 20 and Counting, how Arne Slot brought the Premier League title back to Liverpool. We delve into the story behind the Dutchman's first Premier League title and the first one the Reds could celebrate with fans for more than 3 decades.
He's won the league with effectively Jurgen's team. Now go and win it with your own team, and I think he's more than set up and more than capable of doing it.
He's already written himself into our history books now. He's already made himself an icon. You know, we've heard over the last couple of weeks that he's going to get his face put on our banner of managers, and the moment you're on that, it's because you're absolute royalty to us. We treat our managers like they're gods. You know, you come into the football club and the football club is yours and we're yours, and the fact that he's won a Premier League for us in front of all of the fans, he's already there for me.
And you can watch that podcast on ITVX now or listen to it by searching for From the North wherever you get your podcast. I know you two will be having a listen.
Too right.
On the way home from work. Thanks very much, Chris.
Now, we did try this earlier in the programme and it didn't quite work, did you notice? But it's a story we've been looking forward to all day. What better way to send you into the bank holiday weekend than a trip to the seaside?
Yes, we are off to Blackpool, where a very special competition is getting underway. And it's fair to say it will leave audiences all shook up.
We've drawn the line at one pun only tonight, and that was it. If you haven't guessed, then some of the world's leading Elvis Presley tribute artists have arrived at the Norbreck Castle Hotel for 3 days to performances to find the ultimate king.
Our entertainment correspondent Caroline Whitmore is live in Blackpool for us. So, Caroline, Elvis is definitely in the building, yeah?
Thanks, you two. Yes, Elvis is most definitely in the building here at the Norbreck Castle Hotel in Blackpool. A whole heap of Elvis tribute acts have flocked to the Fylde coast to battle it out to be the best of the best here in Blackpool. Now, joining me now is Simon. Look how fab Simon looks. You look amazing. You're the co-founder of this event, aren't you? It's here for 3 nights. What exactly is happening over the event?
Well, if you like Elvis Presley, this is the place to be. 3 nights of contests and a festival of headliners. 600 people are coming. It's getting bigger every year. The biggest in the north now. And we've got guys from all over the world coming to perform for us. A lot of great ETAs. And we've got a great team, and we're just looking forward to get the place rocking now.
So what are the judges looking for then? Is it just how you look, or is it the sound, or is it literally everything?
No, they've got a list of like authenticity, moves, charisma, vocals, all different kinds of categories, and you have to. They vote them on different parts, and then they obviously give you the full point score at the end to be crowned the king of the castle.
I think you should be the king of the castle. You're looking amazing, but you're looking great as well. Look at that.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I love that. Now, Brendan, you've come from New Zealand. Goodness me.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, and it's your first time here in the UK. Are you looking for your headlining as well, aren't you?
Yes, I am, and I'm really looking forward to this. This is going to be great.
Yeah.
Great for Elvis and great for the fans and keeping Elvis's memory alive.
Absolutely. Which is your favourite track?
You Gave Me a Mountain.
Oh, amazing. That accent's amazing. Right, brilliant. Now, we're going to head up onto the stage. Paul, you go that way. I'm going to go this way. Now, this is the first time ever that all female Elvis tribute acts have gathered in one place. We did that quite well, Paul, didn't we? There we go. Desiree, this is your first time in the UK.
Yes, it is. It is the first time in the UK and in a competition like this. Haven't ever been to an Elvis festival before. And I'm from Denmark, and I just, now it's time for me to take the next level, you know? Is
it harder for you as females, obviously, because obviously Elvis was male?
Singing his songs, no. But according to the audience, it's a little bit difficult in the beginning. But when they've heard it, they say, oh my God. So no.
Yeah. No. And Paola, what is your favourite Elvis track?
Oh, of them, baby.
Oh, all of them, absolutely. Well, it's all happening here in Blackpool over the next 3 days. Are you ready? Take it away.
Set my soul on fire.
Vegas.
Wonderful. 2 of my favourite things, Blackpool and Elvis in the same report.
Absolutely.
Loved it.
It's time now for the weather, and after a glorious few weeks of sunshine, what's in store for the bank holiday weekend? Here's Joe.
Why do I need a shower? I've been out in the rain.
The faster you go, the sooner you'll be out. You'll save water too.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Thank you. Hello again. Welcome to the bank holiday weekend. Rather typically UK style, the weather now turns a little bit unsettled. Over the next few days, changeable conditions with spells of rain overnight tonight and again tomorrow night. And then by day, quite a few showers, some of these turning rather blustery, windy on Sunday, and next week looks pretty unsettled as well. Low pressure is back in the driving seat. High pressure has been in charge for what seems like an eternity. But into this weekend, a succession of fronts will push across the UK, introducing blustery showers, a fresh fresher feel to our weather, and there will be some sunshine in the mix as we head through the bank holiday weekend. In the meantime, this evening, rain moves in from the west, 1 or 2 heavy bursts contained within it before midnight and after as well. During the early hours of Saturday morning, rather damp conditions, winds picking up a touch, a mild night to come with temperatures no lower than around 9 or 10 Celsius away from towns and cities. On to tomorrow. First of all, the sun will be up at 4:56, setting at 9:20 tomorrow evening. It's likely to be pretty grey and damp to start the day tomorrow. Rain will move eastwards pretty promptly tomorrow morning, but there's an overhang of cloud, mistiness, damp conditions through the day, and by tomorrow evening the next batch of rain will be moving in from the west. Daylight hours, though, still reasonably warm and humid, and this could lend a thundery nature to any showers we see during tomorrow night. During the day tomorrow, 19 or 20 Celsius, with those winds increasing in strength by the end of the day. Wet tomorrow night, and Sunday looks showery with a bit of brightness. Temperatures are back down to around average or thereabouts as we go through the weekend. It's unsettled on Monday, and next week will start on a very showery note.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Making the most of summer. Piri sponsors ITV pollen count.
At least there's no problems for hay fever sufferers over the course of the bank holiday weekend, with the showers dampening down pollen levels. It's likely to remain low on Saturday, Sunday and bank holiday Monday. Have a great one. See you soon.
You know, we can't complain, can we? We've had it good for a few weeks with the sunshine.
Well, the kids are on holiday next week, so we can complain.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
That's it for Granada Reporters this week. We'll have news bulletins throughout that bank holiday rainy weekend, and of course you can keep up to date on our website.
Have a great bank holiday weekend, and if you're heading to that Liverpool parade on Monday, have a brilliant time celebrating.
You deserve it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.